Before we get started, I want to tell you about BOMBAS. BOMBAS makes clothing designed for warm weather. From soft, breezy layers you can move in with ease to socks that wick sweat and cushion every step. You guys, you know your stinkers get real sweaty in the summer. You want to put on tennis shoes. You want to go for a walk. You want to get some exercise, but you don't want to be in puddles. Well, don't worry. They have new technology. Plus, socks, underwear, and t-shirt are number 1, 2, and 3 most requested items in homeless shelters. So that's why for every comfy item you purchase, Bombas donates another comfy item to someone in need. Every item is seamless, tagless, and effortlessly soft. They are the clothes you're gonna wanna get dressed in and move in every day. Their no-show socks are made with breathable yarns for barely their feel, plus silicone grips and contour design to prevent slipping from sliding down. I've said it once, I've said it again. Bombas socks feel like you are getting an absolute hug. So go to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. bombas.com/TMGW and code TMGW. Get yourself some comfy stuff and then help get those in need some comfy stuff too.
This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well then, cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. Look what I got.
Hold
Look
on. Did you join the water cult?
Oh, you know I did. I saw this on Instagram, and for those not watching the podcast that are just listening, I got myself a chic little, what are these called? Tumbler? Water glass bottle?
I think
thing?
a tumbler. I think a tumbler.
Yeah.
Wow, Tumbler is back, baby.
Tumbler's back, and oh my God, I've had it in use for 48 hours. I've been drinking so much water.
I'm telling you, what is the deal? These listeners are like, I'm so sick of hearing her talk about water. But like, what is it about getting like a new personal water cup that makes you drink so much more? Like the idea of just going to get a glass out of the cabinet is so basic.
I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm orally fixated. And it's like an adult bottle that's just near me at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, our own little bottle, sippy cup. It's our sippy cups.
It really is. I don't know how I never did this before because the possibilities of what to put in this are endless. So yes. I am all aboard the basic bitch train of these tumblers. I like that you brought yours with you.
I didn't even fuck around. I brought it. I'm in Calistoga. I fully gave myself a challenge. I was like, I'm going to finish this by the time I get to the airport.
Yeah.
So it's empty. And then I put it in my bag. I mean, this is next level.
I've always wondered in the airport, those water refill stations. I've seen lines of people at those stations. And I've been like, you fools. There's water bottles for sale for an enormous amount of money to your right. And you're going to wait in line for this. And now I would wait.
Well, here's the deal is I flew out of Burbank.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Love it.
Perfect. But, Guy Fieri has them in a chokehold.
Oh, that
every
airport,
Every single restaurant, every single tiny stand is Guy Fieri themed, which of course I'm fine with. Oh my gosh, you got a Guy Fieri cat painting?
Yeah. No, it's a raccoon and it's Guy Fieri. And I think this is that Kristen Mincotti.
Yeah, I like her. Christina Mincotti.
Yeah.
She's great. I also love that you give it the proper pronunciation of Fieri.
Fieri. Is that how do you say it? Fieri.
I say Fieri.
I don't even know. People are coming
for
me. He's got that picture with Trump now, and people have asked us to speak on the matter.
Okay, well, first of all, let me say that I don't think this is like a spoiler. Yeah. I did an episode of a podcast for iHeartRadio a few weeks ago, which is our old school friends, Scott Ecker and Ellie Kemper.
Oh, you did theirs? That's amazing.
Office. Yeah, I did their podcast, and I think it's called Born to Love, and you're supposed to go on there and you just talk about like something you really love, like as niche as it is, They were like, we've had people talk about everything from like watching cable TV when they're in hotel rooms to, like broader ones. And I was like, well, I'm going to do Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
And so it hasn't come out yet. And now there's absolutely a 1 hour, me talking about how much I love Guy Fieri for an entire hour. This fucking picture pops up of him shaking Trump's hand at an MMA fight, which is like the most Mad Libs of all time. Yeah. I fully immediately email Scott Eckert. And I'm like, I'm going to need my intro preamble that you guys add in post to be like, Mamrie would like us to disclose that this episode was recorded before the MMA fight. Like, what is going on?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad you've done some damage control, because people have already been like, your guy, what's your guy doing?
The thing is I don't think his politics align with Trump. Like, he's he's LGBTQ advocate. Right. He raised money during the pandemic for restaurant workers and was clearly pissed off about like the handling of COVID. Right. So other people are like, look, Trump probably approached him and he wasn't going to be an absolute asshole. But like, okay, put yourself in this position. Yeah. You are at an MMA fight, which would never happen. But it could. Really? You think you get into it?
I was into it for a brief moment in time back in like 2012. Yeah, John Bones Jones. I knew that guy. The long arms. Because I dated someone that was super into it, and so I knew a little bit just by proxy. But I also feel like we've been into enough WWE Wrestling matches.
But we all know. Yeah, we all know. Wink, wink. What's the deal is with wrestling. Yeah. And but the idea of actually watching people beat the shit out of each other, like when I'm just scrolling or like if I go on my explore page or anything, whenever someone posts like a fight, I have so much anxiety. Like I hate fighting so much.
And the new era of YouTube fights.
Oh God, it's terrible. So, but imagine being somewhere, let's say it's WrestleMania, just so it's more to believable. Our life. Yeah. And Donald Trump walks up to you and is like, Grace Helbig, big fan. I can't do his voice. Grace Helbig, big fan. It's nice to meet you. Like, would you, in front of 30,000 people, Secret Service all around, truly be like, too slow and like do like a slick back hair move? Like, or would you just shake the hand and be like, oh God, that was awful. I fucking hate that guy. You know, like what would you do?
I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. So there's benefit of the doubt of we don't know the context of the situation, but yeah, Trump is like a leech. I mean, I don't know. You would hope that in that moment, my resting face would be enough of like disgust and confusion that it would like be able to, give off my inner monologue, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't think he washes
his hands.
I know that's the gross part too.
I think you are by proxy touching Trump's dick. His poop. I don't think that man has washed his hands.
No, there's a film. There's a film and it's tacky, and when you shake it, even the limpest hand you have is still caught in the web. Terrible. I mean, I was on an episode of The Apprentice years and years ago.
What?
That I was worried about for half a second. Yeah, they needed actors to come in and do a commercial. It was Celebrity Apprentice. And
I completely blocked this out. Yeah. Holy shit.
This is like right before I moved from Los Angeles, or moved to Los Angeles. And they called me in the morning. It was like one of the only times that I got that, hey, can you be on set in an hour? And I was like, in my apartment. So Trump. I know, editing like a Daily Grace video, being like, yeah, I can. I think I can.
Let me just wrap up 90 ways to say no thank you to a blowjob, and I'll be there.
Exactly. Here's 100 ways to call your vagina something different. I was worried about that. I mean, Trump, gross. Anyway, you at least give a preamble.
Did you meet him on set?
No. It was just it was the team that was, the head of the team was Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller. And he was so nice directing me and this other guy that I forget the name of now, but he was like a UCB comedian, and we like knew each other a little bit. And we just had to like jump in there, and there's cameras everywhere, and they don't really like talk you through. They're just like, you're gonna go in there, don't look at the cameras, and just go in like an actor on a set taking direction. And Penn was directing us, and it was really nice and really sweet, and we moved through everything really fast because he had to get on a flight to go to Vegas to do a show that night.
At the Rio, baby.
Yeah. I was like, look at this. Hollywood, right here in New York City.
Oh, a little fresh-faced Grace Helbig working a gig, probably got paid $150.
Maybe that didn't even get lunch because worked for like 3 hours and they sent me back to Brooklyn. Anyway,
oh my gosh. Anyway,
can't wait to listen to your episode.
Oh Jesus! I mean, I would like him to explain because in that situation, I would like to think that I would just like leave. I would either leave or I would shake his hand and go, "You're a real piece of shit."
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah, that's what I dream he said in that situation.
Yeah, me too. But I know he didn't, but so I am not pleased with my Fieri.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't pleased yesterday when I was at the airport and I stopped at the Fieri joint and one Pellegrino, $7. So yeah, we got to start refilling our water cups.
That's
$7 for a bottle of water.
They think it's Disney? No,
thank you.
Wow.
But anyway, so I flew in here and did you fly into the airport when we were here?
Yeah, it's so tiny. And when we flew out of the airport, we were really hoping that there'd be like somewhere to get a snack, and there wasn't. We wanted to get a drink and like get on the flight, and you walk around the corner and it's just like, here's this countertop that has like 4 bags of chips and some soda. We were like, okay.
Totally. No, well, I had flown in here before. It's the Santa Rosa Charles Schulz Airport.
Peanuts.
The creator of Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Snoopy. And I hadn't checked a bag before, but I'm up here for 2 weeks. So I went through and they have like the characters, like they have like statues of the characters, and it's so cute. And it made me be like, we should theme out airports more for fun people. Like,
I agree.
It's always a president. It's always boring as hell. Like we should really I mean, Burbank is practically Fieri themed, but we should really like have more themed airports.
I agree. I like when they have big installation art pieces in airports. Yeah. But I feel like Chicago is like the only one that comes to mind that like really does it kind of cool. But I think
Atlanta does it.
Oh yeah.
Like the long people movers, like if you decide you want to go on that instead of get on the tram, they have one that's like you feel like you're in Fern Gully.
Yeah, see, I'm more of that. I want more interactive. Let me feel if I'm going to be at an airport like I really am transported somewhere else.
Yeah,
or
totally.
Are you saying like characters, like have people like Disney, like dressed up, coming out, greeting people that are waiting to get on planes?
No, I don't need that. I don't need that anxiety. I just mean more like I feel like in different towns, like there's got to be a famous person that's more fun.
Right.
To name it after than like here another Jimmy Carter, like I don't need it. So anyway.
I wish they should give a child the chance to theme out airports.
I'm into it. Contest.
I would love that. I agree. Yeah, I would love that.
Also, why was it called Peanuts? There's no peanuts in that. What?
Yeah.
Like, why was the Charlie Brown gang, that comic book, called Peanuts?
I'm sure the internet could tell you.
I was hoping you'd read a plaque or something at the airport. I'm sure genuinely confused.
I'm sure it's literally at the airport that there's information and a full history of this thing that they are honoring and celebrating.
They're like, Charles Schulz's favorite snack was indeed a peanut.
Well, that was when we were up there and we did Ugliest Dog Contest.
Yeah, fuck those people. They're dead to me now. They're absolutely dead to me.
It was so weird to go to the airport and think that the whimsy was done, and then there was just this tiny box of an airport with like some giant Peanuts characters on the walls. I was like, okay, why not?
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
Now that we're in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny, active days. Well, Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, you'll eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back outside and soak up the warm weather if you're a person that goes outdoors and does stuff like that. set. If you're ready to feel your best while making the most of your summer adventures, and you want to stick to your goals with premium ready-to-eat meals featuring high-quality ingredients like broccolini, leeks, and asparagus, then treat yourself to 34+ weekly restaurant-quality options like bruschetta shrimp risotto, green goddess chicken, and grilled steakhouse filet mignon, ready in, I said it already, just 2 minutes. And you can keep your energy up with lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. No microwave required. Are you looking for calorie conscious options? Try delicious, dietitian approved calorie smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. Why don't you round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45+ add-ons, including breakfast items like delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, and potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet. Or for an easy wellness boost, try refreshing beverage options like cold pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. With Factor, you can rest assured that you're making a sustainable choice. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions, source 100% renewable electricity for their production sites and offices, and feature sustainably sourced seafood in their meals. This July, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/TMGW50 and use code TMGW50 to get 50% off. That's code TMGW50 at factormeals.com/TMGW50 to get 50% off.
We are remote, but like even if we were in the same city, me and you are straight up high-fiving colds.
I know. How are you feeling? But you don't have COVID, which is good.
I don't have COVID. Yeah, Grace, I woke up Sunday morning. Okay. Chip came back from camping and hiking and doing all that stuff and had a head cold.
Yeah.
And I still had sex with him. And
as you do.
I was like minimal kissing, but yeah, let's get busy. So I immediately got it. So I have been like stuffed up and sinus pressure and all that jazz for days. But then Sunday morning, I woke up and I couldn't smell anything. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding. Like Chip was still asleep. I went to the bed. I did my like sneak go take a shit in the morning.
Yes.
And you know what I mean?
And yeah. You guys have been together how many years? And Chip still believes you never shit.
I mean, don't listen to this episode, Chip.
Yeah, Chip, I don't want this one.
Skip, Chip. 15 seconds. So anyway, I do that, and then I'm washing my hands, unlike Trump, I bet.
Probably.
And
got him burned. He's never going to come say hi.
And I'm using that like Myers soap geranium or something. Like it's a pungent soap.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't smell anything. And I was like, oh no. I walk into the kitchen. There's a glass of wine still on the counter from the night before. Nothing. I grab red wine vinegar. Nothing. I'm like,
I love that you have all of these insanely fragrant things just sitting around like, where are the pickles? Where are the pickles?
I was like spiraling. I was in the kitchen and like I didn't have contacts in either, so I'm just like grabbing stuff and being like, what's stinky? I need something really stinky. Right now,
Beans, come here.
Beans, come here. Larry, yawn. So anyway, that's how I knew that I was stuffed up, because I pulled Larry's gums back, gave those little rotten teeth a sniff. Normally, it would be like opening a can of sardines. Nothing. I was like, I'm fucked. So I went to CVS, put on a K95, whatever those are called, and took it. And I'm negative, so it's clearly. And I started smelling stuff later in the day. But I'm up here because next week I take my wine course.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm still stuffed up, and I'm like, I'm supposed to literally smell and describe what I smell and like taste, like. And paid a lot of money for this. And I'm like, I can't smell shit.
Can you get nasal spray?
Yes, I guess. I don't want to get addicted.
I know. Listen.
Remember that was like a big thing? It'd be like, he's addicted to Afrin.
I didn't know that was a thing. Elliot's dad warned me like crazy one year because he has a history. And it is now burnt. It is, I hope I'm okay saying that. But he put the fear of fucking God in me about Afrin. And there was a period of time, that we were using it a bunch. And I was like, oh no, what is going on? When I don't use it, I'm stuffed up. How do I stop? This is addiction now.
I know.
So I am worried about it.
I was dating a guy in high school. And I remember like the sweetest mom of all time. And I remember someone offhandedly be like, yeah, but she's addicted to nose spray. And he'd be like, what? First of all, slander.
Yeah.
Second of all, that's a thing. Like, and is the addiction to keep it clear, or does it have like, does it pump you up? You know what I mean? Like, what would be the point?
I think it's literally that we need a green brother in here to explain the science of this. I don't know. But in my dumb little girl linear brain, I'm like, it does something where it clears you up enough that when it's done being used, you're just back to being stuffed. So you literally cannot breathe without this product.
So you're like a pug.
Yeah, we were using it like crazy because I was having, my allergies have gotten worse as I've gotten older. And so then we started using Afrin, and then we were using it like literally every night before falling asleep because like I hated mouth breathing myself to sleep all night. No,
like Saturday night, we got in bed at like 10:30 or something. Yeah. And Chip immediately falls asleep because men are the worst. And with no problems, he's snoring. I scroll till like midnight, and then I'm like, this has got to end. Like I put my phone down. Grace, I just sat there awake for 4 hours. Like the last time I looked at the clock was like 3:30 because I was stuffed up. And I was like, I can wake up in the middle of the night and have been mouth breathing, and like your mouth is an absolute desert, but I can't fall asleep mouth breathing.
No, absolutely not. It's terrible.
So doing it at night makes sense.
And when you think about spiders, you don't need
do we really eat that many?
I believe it. I don't need another open orifice available for them to land in.
Oh my God.
I've accidentally filmed an entire video not knowing a spider was on me the whole time. So I don't need another situation like that. How are you feeling about studying for this wine course?
Look at this book. I mean, it's this is one of the books.
This is like SATs.
Yeah, I have like flashcards, and so I found an app that I'll promote them. Fuck it, I'm not getting paid. It's called Brainscape, and basically the whole app is just flashcards about different subjects. So I was like looking up. I was like, can you buy flashcards? I don't want to make them. You know what I mean? It's so annoying. And I saw this one, and it's like specifically like the WSET level 3. And it's like a master sommelier who's like, I'm going to walk you through how you should study. And I was like, great, I'll get these flashcards. Like we are expediting this process. I'm going to go in so prepared. There's 1,900 flashcards. Like the level, first of all, this one is like it's like you're getting a science degree. Yeah. And also like an engineering degree, because you have to, it's all very much about like the process of making wine, but then also a geology degree because you have to know about, regions. like what's the climate of Bordeaux? Oh, it's maritime, like, and then being like, and why does the Chardonnay taste like this? Because of the rockier soils, the drainage from the, like, it's just so much. And I'm talking about like, there's 75 flashcards on like one region in South Africa.
Wow. So you're doing like a handwritten test, like an SAT kind of thing.
So this one is, I believe, there's one section, I don't know if it's 50 or 100 questions, that's multiple choice. Then there's a section that's written answers. Okay. And then you have to identify 3 wines by taste.
Right. Oh.
So, but I don't know if that's going, let me describe it, etc. Oh, that's like a buttery Chardonnay. I think that's a Napa Valley Chardonnay. Or if it's like, oh yeah, I get the mint in that Cabernet because of the cloud coverage in Ala Walla Chile. And I have no, do I just go like, it's a Riesling? Right. Or do I have to be like, oh, that is this specific type of Riesling that gets that sweetness because of the noble rot that freezes on the grape? Like it's cuckoo. I don't know what I've done.
Right. And is it like it's a human that you're like sitting in front of telling this to, so they can be like, and what is it? What are the notes? Like, can you warm this person up with some charisma?
Here's what I think it's gonna be. I think it's they pour everyone the wine and you write down what it is, because that would be crazy. But I remember when we took level 1 or something, and we were just asking questions and seeing like, can you do all the levels remotely? Which in retrospect, like based on level 2, it's like there's no way I could pay attention to a Zoom that long. But because it's so intense, but and because you're tasting, we tasted like 200 wines in level 2.
Jesus.
I know.
Crazy.
There was one day, I mean, obviously you have your spittoon. There was one day I had cramps. I was red wine drunk by 10 a.m. I was like, I'm not spitting this out. I got cramps. I was hung over my lunch.
You're studying the entire experience of wine.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's good for you to know what this feels like at 9:30 in the morning.
But I remember asking about like doing it remotely, and they were like, well, if there's anything that has to do with tasting, like they're so strict doing it remotely, which I understand. Like some people, it's like, I can't come to Napa for a week. Like I can only do this because I have a friend who has a house here. But they'll fully be like, if anyone enters the room during the test, you automatically fail.
Whoa.
Like they have to be like, you're by yourself. We see your hands. We borrow like it's because you could easily like look up answers if you're doing it remotely. So I'm really nervous. Hopefully I'll have all my smell back. Hopefully I won't get addicted to Afrin because I'm going to go get some immediately.
There you go.
But yeah, it's just like really intense. I mean, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm doing this.
Because you love wine, and it sounds like you just are learning to answer the worst questions from the worst customers. You know, like what region is this from, and why does it taste like this?
Yeah, and what is the climate there, and what are the one of the most confusing things is just like every different country has their own like laws. You know what I mean? Like and like how like. If you read a label and it's all in French, I should be able to tell you what it is because I know like, oh, well, this has the appellation. It's just like, you know how like champagne's only from Champagne and people be like, that's a cool fact. I'm like, bitch, I know what vineyard that's from in fucking Margaux by the river. Okay. So anyway, we'll see. It has a 50% fail rate. I know. I'm fucked.
No, you guys will be great. You guys are both like very, very capable and very smart. And also when you're doing it together, there's just like, I don't know, more support there.
Yeah, I get it. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it like this is an experience, and like if I shit the bed, then like I'll just make myself study and honestly, I started Googling like what's the fail rate for the bar exam, and it's like the same. And you know, like everyone's like, oh yeah, what's his face? He had to take the bar 8 times. Like I think that's gonna be me. With this wine test. It's like, well, all right, I'll try to take it again in 6 months, and I'll study at a normal pace till then.
Yeah, this one you're just like throwing yourself at it and seeing what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, you guys will be great. He's slamming that Afrin. I was looking at I have an update on a story we talked about a while ago.
Oh, what's the story?
I was just seeing this right before we jumped on here. Do you remember that woman I was telling you about, Brocarde, that married a ghost named Eduardo?
Yes. Yeah, I wanted a reality show of people married to ghosts.
Yeah, so this is the update of this reality series, which I'm just fascinated with. Because last we heard from Brocarde, Eduardo got drunk on their honeymoon in Barry Island. Eduardo is the ghost. And he started getting very possessive. So that was the big update. But, yeah. So next episode of Brocarde and Eduardo, the saga, it's over.
No,
because
it's divorce season.
Eduardo,
it's divorce season.
It is. The ghost apparently developed a quote unsettling fascination with Marilyn Monroe. Here's what happened. Okay, the 40-year-old Brocarde. So this woman is our peer, first of all. said that Eduardo would disappear for days and come back smelling of Chanel No. 5.
What?
Which we all know is Monroe's signature smell.
Do we?
We know it now according to ladbible.com.
Oh my God, they have the best stories.
They have the best stories and is the only outlet that I've seen cover this saga. So this is where I first was introduced to this love story.
Wow.
Bricarde tried to put boundaries on her new husband, but that only enraged him. She decided, yeah, go ahead.
Does she think that her ghost husband is going and hooking up with the ghost of Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah.
Does she think it's an affair?
Yes, full on, full blown. He would leave for days, come back smelling like Chanel No. 5. What other conclusion is there to draw?
He is not dating a girl who works at a perfume counter. Okay? No, he is dating America's bombshell. Obviously.
He got drunk on the honeymoon, got possessive. Like, this was doomed from the start.
Yeah, and also Marilyn did have a very unique taste in men.
Right.
Like, she married Arthur Miller.
And Eduardo, as far as I remember, is a devilishly handsome soldier. So how could you resist?
Oh my God, a man in uniform.
Yeah.
A spirit in uniform.
So Bricarde tried to put boundaries on him. He got upset. So she decided to return to the chapel where they exchanged their vows to perform an exorcism.
Stop it.
So, yeah. This is the quote from...
That?
This is the quote. There was no breakup conversation. I consulted a psychic medium to help me assert my boundaries over Eduardo and to try and tame him, but it didn't work. He grew increasingly more aggressive and nasty and began to haunt me with the sound of a screaming baby. So
she didn't have a breakup convo. She ghosted a ghost. So then her and this psychic medium concluded that the only way to get rid of Eduardo is to exorcise him. So I embarked on the harrowing process in the chapel that we got married in. After hours, he was finally purged from my system. I felt light and free and excited to be released of his troubled spirit. Since the exorcism, I haven't felt his presence or seen him. The whole energy has shifted and life feels more light and joyful. I am quite adamant that I no longer want to be haunted by Eduardo, so his presence isn't welcome in my life. Well, from Ariana Grande to Sofia Vergara, it is divorce season, baby.
I know. I was like, this sounds like an alternate universe Taylor Swift song. This entire saga. Yeah.
The ghost of you.
I ghosted
babies in New York. Red wine.
He sent the sounds of screaming babies to haunt her because he was upset.
That's fucked up.
What an
some
abuser.
Gentlemen prefer blondes, you know?
Right. This is like, crazy. This is Jonah Hill all over again.
Oh my God, that stuff is so wild.
It's wild. It's a weird, wacky season right now for everyone.
Yeah. Men using therapy words to control women is just so men.
So men.
It's so fucking men.
So hardly educated men.
Ugh, they're the worst. Oh, this is kind of like ghost adjacent.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe we'll end on this because I cannot keep talking.
I know. You've given us all the energy you have for today.
Also, I just touched my boob. I was like, oh, yeah.
You should. Everyone should. Everyone should. Check for lumps. Everyone should.
There we go, Grace.
This episode has support from The Farmer's Dog. The Farmer's Dog makes and delivers fresh, healthy dog food. It's recommended by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from human-grade ingredients in safe, clean kitchens. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are extremely processed, can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim, and it's really hard to know what the right serving size is. But The Farmer's Dog is higher quality food sent pre-portioned specifically for your dog based on their unique nutritional needs. This makes it easy to help your dog maintain their ideal weight, which is one of the biggest indicators of a full, healthy life. A fresh diet has been found to have all sorts of benefits, from healthier coat and skin to better breath, even easier digestion and smaller, better poops. Actually, 2 of our friends tried The Farmer's Dog with their dogs and their reviews are raving. Here are some quotes. My dog was obsessed with The Farmer's Dog. It came in 3 different flavors. He loved every single one, especially the chicken flavor. After eating his bowl, he went and waited by the fridge for more. The product is small and easy to store in your freezer, and it's easy to portion out for your dog each day. It comes with a portion guide specifically made for each individual dog, and the food looks and smells fresh. Overall, 10 out of 10 experience. Our other friend said, my dog lost his mind for the farmer's dog, licked the bowl clean. The packages are easy to handle, and you can choose how much or how little to give them. He normally leaves kibble in his bowl for forever, but this stuff he just inhaled. How about that, folks? Help keep your dog happy and healthy for all of your adventures together with The Farmer's Dog. Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/TMGW. That's thefarmersdog.com/TMGW for 50% off your first box. Thefarmersdog.com/TMGW.
But Chip and I went to go see Mission Impossible on Friday.
We saw it last week too.
Yeah, you told me I had spoken to you before we went in, and I don't think this is breaking strike rules because we're not promoting it because we're not getting paid. But like you were like, there's almost too much action.
Yeah, I wrote that on the Patreon last week. There was too much action.
You didn't tell me. I just read our blog. Embarrassing. But so. Yeah, there was so much action to the point where like I just like went up and because they have a bar in that one and there was like a line and I was like, I'll wait in it. Like I just only like missed 15 minutes of the movie because I was like, what am I gonna miss? Like the only thing I like about the franchise, because I mean Tom Cruise is such a weirdo. The only thing I like is when they rip masks off. And there's a new face underneath.
I forgot
That's my favorite part of the whole franchise.
Forgot that was part of it till they did it. And I was like, oh, fuck. That's, I like that they keep this absolutely weird and stupid thing in there. But yeah, we had taken some tincture in the middle of the day because it was 115 degrees in Palm Springs. So we went there was maybe 4 other people in the movie theater. I wore my comfy straight in. And then halfway through, I was like literally crying, laughing, but also having like heart palpitations. So I was like, it won't stop.
We're on this train for so freaking long.
Just land. Yeah.
Oh, but so we were going to the mall, to the Galleria, or the Americana, and we were going around the corner and we saw like a family coming, and there was a little girl and she had the dog leash, and like she was walking towards us, and then like clearly the dog stopped or something, so she was just holding this leash, but the dog was out of sight. Yeah. And Chip and I both did a double take because we were like, we both thought for a second she had one of those like leashes with the invisible dog. You know? And then we go in, and then I was like, I thought that too. Like, you know, and then I was like, I love those things. He was like, I love those things too. I was like, those are the best. I love those like invisible wiener dog leashes on harnesses. And he goes, could you deal?
Yep.
If exact same person, except I have to have an invisible dog leash with me at all times. Like I'm always walking an invisible dog.
At all times. Not even like a once a day, like my invisible dog needs a walk. No,
I think like, not like around the house, but like if we are going to dinner, he's walking that dog from the car to the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is just, he's just asking, if I was mentally unwell, would you still love me?
But he's like, everything else is the same except I walk an invisible dog all the time. Could you deal?
I don't think I could. I honestly don't think I could.
Really?
Like, if we're going to a family member's funeral.
Yes.
And you got to bring this little leash with you.
Yeah. And you're like, be quiet.
I don't think I can do it.
Okay.
I think I would build up a bit of resentment of having to like over tolerate too much spectacle, I think.
Yeah.
If it was like
a lot of eyes to you.
If it was a once a day thing, like
if Elliot was like, babe, I'm going to go walk the dog, and he grabs the leash and invisible dog, you'd be good with it?
I would be more open to being okay with it.
Here's the thing. I feel like I would be the one getting dumped because I would just make fun of it so much and like publicly humiliate them.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be like, this motherfucker walks a fake dog everywhere. You know what I mean? I feel like I would get dumped. It wouldn't be like a could you deal. It would be like a could you deal with me reacting to this at all times.
Yeah. Is that what your answer was?
I mean, I didn't answer it. I just laughed and said, I got to write that down for the podcast. And then I got on the escalator and made a note on my phone.
I mean, those things are wild that they existed and they were part of the cultural zeitgeist that we all remember.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Everyone knows. You're like squirting flour. Got it. Invisible dog. You know it.
I feel like it was one of those things that I was like, that's cool. But I think it's like too expensive for me to get. And I also like, there's a hierarchy of other shit that I think I'd like more than that. But I gotta say, that's pretty cool.
No, I saw it and I was like, my life is different.
Yeah.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I want this. I want moon shoes. Let's ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but love finds a way, because even like this could you deal kills me is my mom was having like 2 of her friends come visit from Florida. You know, she like grew up in Pensacola, and she was like, oh, you know, and it's friends I've never met or haven't since I'm a baby. So I'm always just like, yeah, you've probably mentioned this person you went to high school with. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is a couple years ago. My mom was like, you know, my friend is coming up to visit from Tampa. And I was like, oh, that's great. That'll be fun. She goes, yeah. She's got a very unique husband. He only dresses as Peter Pan. Do you know this guy?
What?
Do you know the Peter Pan guy of Tampa? Google it. There is a man, and I was like, I know the Peter Pan guy. Yes, I had heard of him because I have other friends from Tampa, but I know like Elliot's from there. There's a man that dresses as Peter Pan every
Randy
day.
Constant?
Yeah, you know it. And so
he's got a Wikipedia.
I was like, he's coming to our house. I was like, but still, I'm like, how in love do you have to be like, yeah, my husband dresses as Peter Pan. It's just like a quirk of his. I'm like, what?
He's got a Know Your Meme page. Yeah. His meme started in 2001.
Yeah.
Wow. And he won a Webby Award in the weird category.
There we go. But like that's someone's husband.
Wow. Wait, he won a Webby Award in the weird category for his website, pixieland.org in 2001. This guy was ahead of everything. You know it.
And
he's still the Peter Pan guy?
I'm pretty sure he's still I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's still a daily routine, because I don't know if he was like on my mom's porch as Peter Pan, but I think if it's not a daily thing, it's we're going out to the boardwalk. Let me get my suit. You know what I mean? Like, he's known as the Peter Pan man.
His hair is, he was on Conan. Look at him go.
I mean, look, I know.
Making the rounds.
You're going to keep that Peter Pan suit on if you're getting on Conan. If you're getting that press. I guess this kind of falls in line with our conversation last week about like the Cabadan or whatever, and like people who are like into fictional characters like that. I mean, someone's probably like, I've always wanted to be Wendy and kissed by Peter, and maybe that's my mom's friend.
Yeah, I feel like people are living their truths more and more, especially because the internet allows us to see other people living their truths and be like, I guess it's not that weird or crazy. And
I guess
people that do this is what I'm like. I was telling Elliot in kind of a joking manner that when I was thinking about breast cancer, I was like, one of my worries with this is that I'm going to become a Disney adult, because I'm going to have all this time to get into Disney now.
Oh, my Grace, don't do this to me.
I know. No, I've already put out my Grace, concern about it. So it's already out there.
You've already told me my best friend has cancer. I can't handle she also is into Disney, okay? Like, don't break me.
That was a genuine fear for a second, because we were, like I said last week, we were watching all these people that go to Disney and do these Disney vlogs and stuff, and it's like their level of like freedom in their joy is like so aspirational. I don't have a thing that I love the way that they love Disney. So I'm not worried. I'm not a detail oriented person, and it feels like you have to be that kind of person to like really enjoy how overly saturated Disney is with rich details. And it's just, I'm more of a WWE, just like I want an explosion of chaos that happens, and I'll catch some of it as it goes.
See, I would get into Disney if like if there was a theme park that I'd be like, oh, I'm going this week. They're having a blah, blah, blah parade, you know, or whatever people do. It would be like Top Chef World. like truly, if they had a theme park that's just called like Foodtopia or something, and they'll be like, oh my God, it's tomato week at Foodtopia.
Great idea.
I got a speed pass.
Well,
you know,
see,
or like whatever it is. And it's just cooking demos and different foods and shit like that.
My adjacent equivalent would be BravoCon. You know,
there we go. Which we need to go. I think it's in like November. Like,
I think they started selling tickets.
Give us free. They're so expensive.
Are they?
It's crazy. Yeah. And then you're like paying for like hotel rooms in New York and stuff. I'm like, give us something. Like, let this
wanted to host. I know.
And then give us the thing.
I know, because there's also, this is not Bravo related, but other people were sending us that the Golden Bachelor has been announced.
I know. Did you get your eyes on him?
Yeah. Teddy, is that his name? No.
71.
What's his name?
He looks incredible.
Jerry Turner. I know. I thought the same thing. I was like, 71 is just a number.
I'm sorry, but every man in their 70s should get a spray tan. He looks incredible.
I know. He does. And also, I feel like, and again, because of the strike, we're very cautious about like what we're supposed to be talking about. Truly. But he is a widow from his high school sweetheart. And I'm like, that's tough shoes to fill. He's got 2 daughters. They're the ones that encouraged him to sign up for this program. So now, I'm like,
I'm going to tell you what, though. I don't know how long he's been bereaved or whatever it is. But like, if I was married to you for 50 years and then you go on The Bachelor, I'm pulling a what's his face and I'm haunting you with baby noises.
Baby screams everywhere.
All day long. You're going to have to exercise me, bitch.
All down the halls of that mansion, everywhere.
Ah, crazy.
I like that we said 10 minutes ago that we got to go.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, all you got you don't tempt me with a closer. I will talk for another 20 minutes. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. I hope I feel better. I'm truly going to go get some Afrin. So hopefully we don't have an intervention episode next week.
Yes.
I mean,
and you have a new live stream Barflies happening, right?
Yes. Well, because I felt like such shit on Sunday. I was like, like those live streams, for those of you who are barflies and have watched, is basically like Grace and I doing a one-person show. Like we're just talking at the screen by ourselves. So I switched it, and now it is this Saturday at noon.
Nice.
And so we're gonna talk about Beach Read and get caught up. And if you're a fast reader and haven't read it yet, go get a copy. It's chill. It's chill.
Nice,
baby.
All right, get this girl some medicine.
yeah, I'm not making much sense. This got weird.
Yep.